been in trouble. Ever.
Well, I understand that, I'm not looking at your past history, okay? I'm here to talk to you something that happened more recent, but I need to go over this with you.
Okay.
And then if you decide that you want to talk to me for a few minutes, you can. You have the right to stop at any time. You have that right. But I do have to explain this to you, and then we'll go from there. And then the reason I ask that is, number one, is if you can read and write.
The case did not begin with a murder scene. It began with a denial.
But I don't want her dead.
Tara Lambert told detectives. Not emotional, not shaken, certain. The detective didn't interrupt. He let her keep talking.
You did talk about having her killed, right?
It came up, but I don't want her dead.
The room stayed calm. No accusation. No pressure. The detective didn't challenge her feelings.
Well, I guess the tapes will speak for themselves. Said it is what it is. It's like this. Once you ring that bell, you can't unring it.
This taps directly into cognitive dissonance theory, the psychological conflict that arises when a person's self-image clashes with their own documented behavior. But the real questions remain. Who this demonic woman was? What truly happened in July 2015? And how did detectives use psychology to set the perfect trap? Welcome, or welcome back to my channel. Your single comment means more than you think. On a humid summer afternoon in July 2015, beneath the low-hanging sun over rural Pickaway County, Ohio, tension had been building quietly, year after year, between Tara Lambert and Kelly Cook, the mother of her two stepdaughters. What looked on paper like a routine custody dispute had long since curdled into something far more volatile. Court dates came and went. Exchanges took place in neutral locations. Legal motions stacked up. And with each appearance in Circleville and Asheville, frustration tightened its grip.
Well, I have somebody that might be able to help you out.
Do you know how much I would love that?
Yeah. I just need to know, like, how much you got.
Like, what do you think is a good amount to say?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what you're wanting done.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're wanting to go all the way, I mean, he's not going to charge you outrageous, but he'd probably want a little more.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Girl, the bottom line is, if we're only going to hurt her, then I want her to be hurt, like, more permanent.
For Lambert, a former fashion model accustomed to composure and charm, the strain was no longer just emotional. It was financial, psychological, and deeply personal. Behind the polished exterior, desperation was taking root.
All the way, then I want it to look like an accident, obviously, because of what I've gone through with her.
Yeah.
I would be like a first suspect, I'm sure.
I don't know. We'll just talk to him. You're a pretty girl. He might give you a discount.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right?
Yes, because I love you.
What's her name?
Kelly.
Well, I just left my buddy's house probably about a half hour ago.
Yeah?
He's wanting to know if you want to meet tomorrow.
Okay, like what time?
Around 5.
Okay. Where
He doesn't want to do lunch, he said, because of people overhearing and cameras and like that. So he told me to see if you wanted to meet maybe in Walmart's parking lot towards the back.
Okay, yeah, I can totally do that.
You can just hop in our car. We'll pull up beside you and you can hop in our car. He just doesn't want anybody to overhear it. He said that's stupid to go to lunch. He said if someone overhears you, you're...
Oh, yeah?
Okay. He said if you do 500 tomorrow, you got to give him all her information. You can deal with that when you get in the car. And then after it's done, when you know that it's done, he wants the other 500.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
I can make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't freaking wait.
I know. I can't wait to see you. I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. Like a billion years.
Right? I seen your pictures, though. You're so pretty as ever. Alrighty. I love your face. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you, and I miss you.
I know. I can't wait to see you.
And in July 2015, desperation crossed a line. Lambert believed she had found a way out, someone willing to take care of the problem for good. She arranged a meeting in the parking lot of a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a mundane setting for a decision that would change everything.
This is D. This is Tara.
What's up, girl? How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What's going on with you? I hear you got a problem.
I have had a problem for 7 years.
Really? 7? Damn.
Yeah, and it's gotten to the point where, I mean, she knows I've been wanting this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I need her away, gone,
Okay.
uncommunicative.
Damn.
So, okay, she lives in Lucasville.
Okay.
Okay, and it's on State Route 104, and there's nothing across the street. It's like woods and a river, right? And if you pull in this driveway, there's like a nice house to the right that's like brown, it has a pool, and that is her mother-in-law. And then on down to the left, you can still see it plain as day from the driveway, but that is her trailer. So my thing is, like, it's gonna be weird if something happens to just her trailer when there's a nice house, like, right next door. If it's gonna happen at her house. You know?
Okay.
And then I want, whatever happens, or whenever it's gonna happen, I just want it on a weekend when the girls are with me, obviously. That helps my alibi and keeps them away from all that. Which is every other weekend.
This coming weekend?
Yes.
There, she handed over $125 in cash to a man she believed was a hitman. Along with the money came instructions, a photograph, an address, descriptions of Cook's vehicle. Enough information, Lambert thought, to make sure the job could be done.
So then they'll be back down Lucasville the following.
Right. And then back up here. And we never miss a weekend, so
Okay.
if you start from this weekend, whatever weekend you want to do it. So, and I have her picture and some lovely information for you.
Okay.
I hate her. It feels like when you can't get to your own money.
Right.
What the I could have really, I could have got it out of my business, but it'd be really strange, and I wouldn't be able to account for it on this stuff.
You don't know what any of these... She drives the maroon van?
Or the black Saturn. He drives a red truck. Is there anything else, like, that you would need to know?
What'd you say about the house again?
So, like, in the driveway, it's kind of like a lane, I guess, more than a driveway, because, like, that's why her address says 135A, because it's a trailer on this woman's land, which is her mother-in-law.
You don't want her with?
I mean, kind of, yeah. It would look better because, like, why would you go straight to that trailer when there's a badass house right here? You know what I mean? And nothing else around that area in the boondocks is touched. It would just kind of look
Stupid.
Yeah.
What she didn't know was that every word she spoke was being documented. The man across from her wasn't a killer. He was an undercover police detective, already alerted to her plan. The meeting was recorded, the exchange surveilled, and with that single transaction, law enforcement had exactly what they needed. Later that same day, Tara Lambert was arrested and transported to the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office. She was read her rights, a door closed behind her, and the performance that had carried her through years of courtrooms was about to be tested in a very different arena. Today, we're going to step inside that interrogation and examine the psychology behind a crime that was stopped just moments before it could become irreversible.
Okay?
It's hurt. Okay.
Well, they're not comfortable, that's for sure.
No. Sit. Sit.
You said,
Do you want to check my pockets or anything?
pull your pockets out there. There you go. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Thank you, we can clear it back. Get that back. Yeah.
Hi.
Tara, I'm Rex. I don't know if you remember me or not. I talked to you maybe once or twice. But it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, John and I was down at Wendy's one night eating.
Oh, yeah.
We were in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's, I think, I don't know if I had much more other than that or not. So what I want to do is talk to you a few minutes and we'll explain a few things and give you an opportunity to discuss a few things. However, being that you're here at the Sheriff's Office, I do have to advise you of your rights, okay? Because you do have rights, and we certainly wouldn't want to violate any right that you would have. And that right is to an attorney, and I want to explain that to you, okay? So I'll go ahead and fill this out, okay?
The detective deliberately opens the interaction by emphasizing routine actions, adjusting restraints, filling out forms, confirming biographical details, rather than confronting Tara with accusations. This technique draws from arousal regulation theory, which establishes that individuals perform and communicate more openly under moderate or low stress. By keeping the environment procedural and familiar, the detective prevents Tara's threat response from activating too early. As a result, she speaks comfortably before recognizing the gravity of her legal exposure, unintentionally offering information that would otherwise be guarded.
And Tara, where'd you go to school at?
Teens Valley.
What grade did you complete?
I've gotten a double bachelor degree.
Hey, man, you're...
I've never been in trouble. Ever.
Well, I understand that, I'm not looking at your past history, okay? I'm here to talk to you something that happened more recent, but I need to go over this with you.
Okay.
And then if you decide that you want to talk to me for a few minutes, you can. You have the right to stop at any time. You have that right. But I do have to explain this to you, and then we'll go from there. And then the reason I ask that is, number one, is if you can read and write, obviously. If you got a double bachelor, yes. What do you got that in?
Well, it's criminal justice, but it's actually in business administration.
Okay.
I got that for my work, the further I went.
Where do you work at?
American Heart Association.
What do you do there?
Executive administrator.
Where's that at?
It's in, near Worthington. It's Columbus, but it's North High Street.
And you're an executive what?
Administrator.
Okay.
I keep 27 offices running. That's what I do.
Sounds like you're a busy lady then.
I am busy.
The detective acknowledges Tara's education, professional status, and intelligence without overt flattery. This tactic exploits self-enhancement bias, which causes individuals with positive self-concepts to overestimate their ability to manage complex situations. Tara begins to believe she can logically explain events away, assuming that clarity and intelligence will protect her. This misplaced confidence leads her to over-disclose, misjudge evidentiary risk, and underestimate how her words are being legally interpreted.
Obligated to make you one of those rights, okay? At the top of it, it states your rights. Then down here, I filled in the information that I talked to you about and asked you about, the address and
This
so
is
forth.
just the rights. Right?
Yeah, the rights is right here, and I'm going to start here. It says, before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him with you during questioning. You have this right to the advice of the presence of a lawyer, even if you cannot afford to hire one. One will be appointed for you if you wish. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time till you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand that?
I mean, how do I call my attorney? I mean,
Well,
I'm not afraid to answer anything. I don't know if I need to call her.
Well, that's entirely up to you. What I will do is indicate to you that you do have the right to have your attorney with you, as it says. Okay. The other thing is, if you decide to talk to me a few minutes, these rights still apply to you. You have the right to stop at any time, as it indicates.
Yeah.
And you can apply your rights at any time and ask for an attorney, okay? However, I can go ahead and read the waiver here if you're willing to talk to me without an attorney being present right now. That doesn't mean that you can't talk to an attorney later, or even during this conversation, you can stop at any time and say, hey,
Okay.
I don't want to talk any further without an attorney.
Okay.
I mean, so you have that right, and I want to make that clear to you,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to scam you or anything. I'm just making you aware of it. You're the one that has to make that decision, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, is that fair enough?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Let me
fine.
ask. Yes, if you're willing to talk to me in a few minutes without an attorney being present, it says I read a statement on where I shown above. I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to answer questions and make a statement. I do not want a lawyer. Again, that means for right now.
Okay.
Throughout the Miranda process, the detective repeatedly reinforces that speaking is Tara's decision and that she can stop anytime. This reflects self-determination theory, which posits that humans are more cooperative when they feel autonomous rather than controlled. The critical psychological maneuver here is that Tara internalizes responsibility for continuing the conversation.
All right.
Am I really, like, arrested?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? I think I know who you're married to.
Yeah.
Who are you married to?
Fran.
Brandon Lambert.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Brandon. It's been a long time since I've talked to him. All right. I think somebody said that you might have went to Thames Valley. I think you did. Did you say you went to Thames Valley?
Yeah, for high school, yeah.
Yeah.
And Eastland Career Center.
So you grew up there. What was your maiden name?
Arbogast.
Okay. And who are your parents?
Leanne Katarina.
Leanne
Uh-huh.
Katarina.
Katarina.
How's she spelled? Pardon?
Caterina. And then my dad is Keane, Keane, Arbogast.
Where did you guys raise up? I mean, where
In Nashville.
in the village, Asheville,
Well,
or outside?
yeah. I mean, my address was always Nashville
Okay.
until I got married.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, Kelsey Arbogast.
Okay, I know Kelsey.
Yeah.
She works at Children's
She
Services.
does, and she is doing so good.
Great.
I'm proud of her. And then my brother is my half-brother. His name's Jamie Brumfield.
Jamie.
Brumfield.
Okay. I don't think I know him. I know Kelsey because of the Children's Services connection.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And she was in some
Such-
trouble, but she's doing so good.
Great. It seems to me, I remember Brandon from way back. I think he had a girlfriend that he had an accident with on a four-wheeler or something.
I was there.
Was you there?
Yeah.
Was it a friend of yours too?
Yeah.
The girl?
Yeah.
She got hurt bad, didn't she? That's terrible.
By referencing shared acquaintances, past locations, and mutual knowledge, the detective subtly collapses professional distance. This approach aligns with social penetration theory, which explains how perceived intimacy increases trust and openness. Tara responds by treating the detective less like an authority figure and more like a conversational partner.
I looked, and we've had a couple reports. Some you filed, and maybe some
I
that
had
you.
to file a police report on her not too long ago because she filed one on me that was completely bogus. And I was able to prove.
Why don't you tell me what's going on there?
About that police report?
Yeah, what's going on between that situation?
She claimed that some girl called her. I don't remember if she said it was from a block number, and that she only answered it because she just dropped off her kids at school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our girls at school, which is a point.
No, what do you mean our girls?
My stepdaughters.
Okay.
Okay, and then she said that this girl told her that she had been waiting outside her house, that she knows what she drives. I don't remember. I have a copy of the police report of everything that this girl said, right, on her report. But in her report, she says stuff that's completely different than what she said, and I was able to show that, like, she said she answered it because she thought it was her daughter calling from school. But then she said that her daughter heard her talking on the phone and that the girl sounded like a smoker and that she sounded scary and that she even threatened the girls and the girls heard that, but they were in school. So, I mean, it goes on and on and on. And there is no such thing. She is crazy. And I had to come here and file a report against the report.
Okay.
And prove all of that.
Okay.
All the stuff.
Who has custody of them? Of the girls?
She does. Brandon gets them every other weekend and a couple weeks in the year.
Okay. Has there been any issues over the girls as far as having to go to court or
She's
anything?
been taking Brandon to court for, like, child support and, like, just, the last one was something about she's in turmoil. I don't really know what that means.
Once Tara begins describing her conflict with Kelly, the detective allows uninterrupted narration. This leverages narrative commitment theory, which holds that individuals who begin constructing a story feel compelled to complete and defend it. Each added detail deepens cognitive investment, making silence or contradiction feel psychologically disruptive. Tara becomes increasingly focused on maintaining narrative coherence rather than evaluating legal consequences, leading her to rationalize behavior rather than reassess it.
She's in turmoil. I don't really know what that means, but something about she wasn't happy about the current orders or something. I mean, nothing really happened different.
Well, where did he take him to court? Where did she take Brandon to court?
It's all through Pickaway County.
Okay.
So we were here.
So you're going through
Harsha was our...
Shelley Harsha?
And I was, like, she had to make sure that I was, what's the word, subpoenaed separately. She prank called my house. She'll tell the courts that my phone is blocking her phone, but it's really my phone that she's blocking. Like, it's so stupid. I've been dealing with her we were best friends.
Really?
For, like, okay, not best friends, but we were really good friends. Like, we've taken the girls together, like, on lunches, dinners. We've met up early, like, on exchanges so that we can go, you know, so, like, Roosters or Applebee's was our big one.
Well, you know, everything for the kids is the best thing, regardless of the relationships between the adults and the kids pick up on that. So.
And they brag. Even Kelly would brag that me and her had such a good relationship. And then in September of, okay, this is 2015. So this September will be a year. One day in September, she started using a app that makes a fake number, like a really outrageous phone number or whatever.
Yeah. And
she started texting me and Brandon all these crazy messages, and then finally at the end she put, BTW, this is Kelly. And I have all of this on I can't even sell my old iPhone for $500 because I have all this proof on my phone that she's driving me crazy. Well, I mean, she was just constant. It was so nitpick. She never told me why. She told people that she was afraid of me after that police report, and we've been meeting at the Ross County Sheriff's Department for changes that have got listed until coffee.
When?
Every other Friday.
Rather than immediately correcting inconsistencies, the detective allows contradictions to accumulate. This strategy aligns with information-gathering interview models, which emphasize collecting maximum unfiltered information before confrontation. By withholding correction, the detective avoids triggering defensiveness and allows Tara's statements to diverge organically. These inconsistencies later become far more powerful when juxtaposed against recorded evidence.
This is the copy, you understand. I do have the original,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to touch it because it would have your fingerprints on it, your DNA. But also that it gives her information. You had talked to a undercover deputy sheriff today when you make arrangements and give him $125 to have her killed.
No.
And it is on tape and on video.
No. Ginny, I have messages. I can show you where she
What's
had.
Ginny have to do with it?
She was with me. She was there.
Well, tell me, you're saying Ginny.
Ginny.
What did she do?
Okay. I can show you the phone calls. I can show you the messages where she is talking about how she can have Kelly beat up or something of the nature to scare her. And then she talks to this guy, and then I can show you the messages that she says, you can't back out of this, you need to bring some money, this guy is no joke, da-da-da-da-da, you need to go to the bank, how much can you bring right now? And I'm like, what am I supposed to do, like, if this guy's a killer, or, you know, he's going to beat her ass, what is he going to do to me if I don't follow through with beating her up?
How does Ginny know her?
Just a lot of people know her.
Ginny don't have anything to do with her, does she?
She's the one that wants to help her get her ass beat.
No.
Yes.
You're the one that wants to have her killed.
I don't want her killed.
Well,
I want her beat up. He said he was going to punch her in the grill.
Tara, there is, those phone calls that you talked to her about was recorded.
What?
Yes, they are recorded. And it's you that wanted to have her killed. And yes, at first, there is where you talked about, well, if I want to hurt, I want to permanently hurt. Do you remember saying that?
No.
When Terry shifts blame to Ginny, the detective does not reject the claim outright. Instead, he probes calmly. This technique engages attribution theory, which examines how individuals explain behavior through external or internal causes. As Tara attempts to externalize responsibility, she paradoxically reveals deeper involvement, demonstrating knowledge, intent, and participation while attempting to minimize culpability. The act of distancing herself ultimately strengthens the evidentiary narrative against her.
I want to hurt. I want to permanently hurt. Do you remember saying that?
No.
Well, I can play it for you. But you said it. And then you said, well, you know, is it going to cost more to go to make it look like an accident? You remember saying
No,
that?
she said that they could make it look like an accident. She was like selling it. Like, we can make it look like an accident. It could be
when they do it, I don't want the girls to be there. When
because they were going to make a robbery look bad or something.
Yeah.
No killing.
Was that your request? Why did you give them the money to do it then?
Because she's like, you better get this money today. He's coming here. He said he can't come down here. If he comes down here and he wastes his time, blah, blah, blah.
It wasn't like all that.
Yes.
It's recorded.
She said, you have to come up with something right now.
Everything that you talked about is recorded.
She said, you have to come up with something right now.
What did you tell her? That you would get the money, you would bring it to her, right?
I said, I don't know how to get you more money.
No, I'll talk
I don't
about
know.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. You said, well, I can get $500.
No, she asked me if I can get $500.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe.
Well, it all started out was that you were asking her, how much would this cost to do it, all this. Do you remember saying
That is not how that started.
It didn't?
No. No.
In the first phone conversation?
No. She is the one that called. I can show you where she's like, you need to delete this conversation, because she's the one that called.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
The introduction of recorded phone calls functions as a psychological rupture. This relies on expectation violation theory, which states that unexpected information disrupts cognitive processing and destabilizes prepared narratives. Tara's immediate confusion and denial indicate that her mental model of control has collapsed. From this point forward, responses become reactive rather than strategic, increasing the likelihood of contradiction and emotional leakage.
The person that called her.
Who said that? Who's that name? Tara Lambert, right?
Listen.
What's this say? Read it to me.
You don't even hire a professional to take care of our issue for good.
All right.
She is the one.
Do you know anyone hard up for cash that will take care of our issue for good?
And she
I'll
called.
call you later or tomorrow. That's her answer. Give me your number.
And she called
And
Kelly.
put her number in there.
She called Kelly and threatened her. She was the one and admitted to me that she was the one that called her and really said all that shit about
Did
stalking
you ask
and
her to
hating
call
her.
Kelly?
No.
You didn't ask her?
When we talked about it, she was like, "Oh, I'll call that bitch for you." Blah 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 blah.
Okay. Did she call?
I guess.
Okay. But you asked her to.
No, she
Because
said that
you was
she would.
pissed off at her, right?
I mean, she offered, and she said you need to tell
Yeah,
her.
but you talked about
I
you'd
didn't
like-
tell her not to.
You told her you'd like to have somebody call her and rattle her cage.
No,
More or
I
less.
didn't. I told
Not
her the
exactly.
story.
What did you tell her?
I told her the story about how she was accusing me of stupid, crazy stuff. I was just like, I had like baby mama drama, and she listened to me. She talked about it. She was like, "What's your number? I'm gonna call this bitch." Blah blah blah.
When was that?
Well, the day before that police report came out, and she admitted that it was her.
So you knew.
But she
that
didn't
it-
tell me
you knew
until
when you
after
made
she
that
did it.
report who did it. You knew.
I did not
that-
know yet. I did not know yet.
You knew
and
that
I have
you had talked
messages
about it.
afterwards where she said, "I called her. You're probably going to hear it." And I said, "I already did."
Tara, there's only one
She started
thing.
all this with me.
There's only one thing that I can ask you that would make any sense, is why. Explain to me why, so I can understand why you would want to have her killed.
No.
The detective carefully shifts the focus from emotional grievance to language used, permanently hurt, make it look like an accident. This method draws from mens rea analysis, where intent is inferred from wording and context rather than emotional justification. By emphasizing Tara's own phrasing, the detective reframes the issue from how she felt to what she intended, undermining her attempts to morally soften the behavior.
Tell me why, so I can understand why you would want to have her killed.
No. I want her to stop harassing us. I want her to stop making false accusations of me. I want her to stop
You're talking about,
slandering my name and
you're
my
talking about
business.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay, what did she do that made you so upset?
I don't want her to die.
Well, what did she do to make you so
She's
upset?
slandering my name. She's,
How did she do that?
oh my God, she's writing stuff on the internet. She's telling people that not to do business with my company. I don't know.
No, you mean the Heart Association?
No, I am in property preservation business.
Okay, and what's that?
It's just where right now it turned into real estate investment, but it was just preservation, like flips,
Okay, so you're buying homes and flipping them? More or less?
sort of. Yeah.
Okay, because I don't have that education you have, so you're gonna have to explain things to me.
Well, I mean,
just don't.
it was anything from like cleaning brand new builds to
Okay, and she was saying negative stuff on the internet about that, or on Facebook or something?
yeah, I had it removed. I was able to find a webmaster or something and have it removed where she was like posting stuff about my company on the internet.
When did that start?
Right around the first time, or right around the time that we had to start going to court again.
Okay. Then what else happened?
And these text apps that she's using to harass people.
Okay.
I had death threats.
Okay. How many reports did you make?
Well, none, because I knew it was her, and I know she's not going to do anything.
Did you make any reports other than the report you filed about the counter report?
Did I say, I might have said in that report that she's harassing me and threatening me.
Okay.
I might have. But not a separate one. I know I told my attorney.
Okay.
By the time, Tara is visibly fatigued from sustained justification and self-control. This reflects ego depletion theory, which suggests that prolonged cognitive effort weakens resistance. Although no confession occurs yet, the groundwork is laid. Emotional fatigue, narrative entrapment, and evidentiary pressure converge, making psychological surrender increasingly likely in subsequent phases.
Type that, right?
No, I did not. I did not type it.
You didn't type it on the back of there?
No, Ginny typed it.
Ginny did.
That's spelled wrong. Or wait.
Ginny typed it?
This is really old.
Yeah.
She told me what needed to be included.
When did she tell you that? She told you that he needed a picture of who you wanted killed.
She has me blocked. I can't even do
and information about her. You even said that you knew so much information about her that you could tell him all kinds of things.
There's not much to know about her. I don't.
You even brought up the fact that she had breast implants.
Everybody knows that.
Well, I don't know that. I mean,
Ginny knows that.
okay. I'd say she does now. And the reason this was typed out because you didn't want anything in your handwriting. That's right on the tape. Right on your conversation.
She said don't type, or I said, if I write anything, something.
You said you'd type it out. Did you type it out?
He said he was going to punch her in the grill and leave. And I told him that she's always bragging about stuff that they have or something, and then he was like, okay, if it's viable, I don't remember, something about that he would take it. But it was just going to look like a robbery, and he was going to punch her in the face. Deck her in the grill, is his words.
Instead of eliciting new admissions, the detective repeatedly asks Tara to reconcile present explanations with earlier recorded statements. This reflects the commitment and consistency principle, which holds that individuals feel compelled to align current behavior with past commitments. Tara resolves this pressure not by retracting, but by conceding factual elements that preserve narrative continuity.
It was to deck her in the grill.
Okay.
That is a punch in the mouth, in the face.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I guess the tapes will speak for themselves.
Yeah, he's going to deck her in the grill.
Okay.
And do a fake robbery for like $1,000.
How much did you give him today?
$100, I think.
100 or 125?
I think 120, I think.
Okay.
But I gave him a 5.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm asking you.
Maybe it was. I don't know. 120.
What about, how much do you owe him after that?
He said 900.
Okay.
But then he was like, well, this is your $1,000. And that's when he was asking, he said, all I am going to do is deck her in the grill and leave. And then then we talked about her belongings or whatever.
Okay.
And then he said, well, what about her dude? And I said, I don't really care about him. And then he asked if I wanted the in-laws messed with. And I said, well, I don't know, it's going to look really weird that you go to a trailer and rob them and not touch, the nice house. So I don't know what you're going to do about that. That was it. No murder. The word murder.
It had came up. You had talked about
It
it.
was not agreed.
Okay. You had talked about it, correct?
I just wanted her punched in the face.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to let the recordings speak for themselves.
He's gonna deck her in the grill.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
The detective gradually transitions Tara from abstract language. It came up, it wasn't agreed, to concrete specifics such as money amounts, timelines, typed documents, and photographs. This tactic exploits foot-in-the-door theory, which holds that once an individual agrees to minor disclosures, they are more likely to comply with increasingly consequential admissions. Each acknowledgement reinforces Tara's psychological investment in cooperation, making full denial cognitively and socially costly.
And I know it's wrong and I want her beat up and stuff, but perhaps I want it to stop. I want her to shut up.
Look, I know that you were very frustrated. You had to get to the point that you were very frustrated. And you know, I somewhat understand that. And I think that you got to the point that you just wanted to stop so bad that you would go that far to get it to stop. And, you know, it is something that's unfortunate that somebody would make you feel so bad. I understand that.
But she's not, I mean, it kept going court after court after court. And then this one was because she's in turmoil. I want her mouth busted. I want her to shut up.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie about that. And yes, all that stuff came up about that, but that was not the agreement at all.
And it did come out
It
about...
looked like a robbery and
you
her
talked
getting me
about
up.
both. You talked about, you know, hurting her or go all the way and have her
Yeah,
killed.
that was the question.
Yeah, that came up.
And I thought about it. I did. How can you not? You know, you're threatening my business, you're threatening my life, you're showing and driving past my work, driving past my house, your husband's threatening to kill me. I thought about it. And it's not a bad thought. But that was not the agreement at the end.
The detective repeatedly contrasts Tara's self-description as a rational, non-violent person with her own admissions about planning, payments, and violent language. This creates psychological strain explained by cognitive dissonance theory. To relieve the discomfort between "I'm not that person" and "I planned this," Tara rationalizes rather than retracts, expanding her narrative and inadvertently strengthening evidence of intent.
That was not the agreement at the end. I swear to God.
Okay, well,
She's
we're going to
going to
verify.
get her ass whooped. Well, he doesn't even say ass whooped. You'll hear him say, "I'm just going to go right up to her and bust her in the grill." And then I talk about, well,
Did you ever hear the term bust a cap? Did you ever hear the term that? Do you know what bust a cap means?
There's no cap.
Do you know what that means?
Bust a cap?
Yeah.
No.
Bust a cap.
cap.
Yeah.
C-A-P?
Yeah, like a cap, a cap is in a shell, okay, meaning shoot a gun, bust a cap. It's a slang for street
No,
slang
because I'm going to
for
bust
shooting
her in the
someone.
grill.
Yeah, it's a slang for shooting someone.
And,
Okay.
and he even says, then, because something about, I said, she has to stop communicating, just shut her mouth. And he said, just bust her in the grill.
Okay. Then you talked about some of the items in the house.
I even told you.
That kind of sweeten the deal. You can get those more or less. That's why you brought it up.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you're going to make it look like a robbery, if you really want to take something, I'm not lying to you. I swear on my life. Like, she was even bragging about, you know, some stuff or whatever, and,
Kelly was. Like what?
some kind of inheritance and stuff, and I was like, and he said, oh, is there jewelry in there? And I was like, yeah, I guess. She posted on Facebook about her grandmother's jewelry that she got being worth a bunch of money. Okay, that was seriously wrong of me. I am conscious of that, and I am obviously very immediately regrettable, but there is no murder, and I swear to that. Yes, it was talked about. It was a choice I had.
Okay.
And I even said, I don't want any of this to happen when the girls are there. I told him when
When did you want him to do it?
I wanted him to basically just knock her out while Sean wasn't home and the girls were with me.
Rather than debating motives, the detective repeatedly anchors on Tara's exact words. Decorate the grill, cap, make it look like a robbery. This tactic aligns with reality monitoring theory, which posits that genuine memories contain stable linguistic markers. Tara's struggle to reframe her own terminology exposes authenticity and foreknowledge embedded in language she cannot convincingly disown.
Okay.
And I even say, I mean, it
Did
helps.
you give him a time when they won't be there or something?
I just told him that she doesn't work and that he plays in a band, obviously, because he's going to kill me. And I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm going to. When I told Brandon that Sean said that to me that night, he was going to go down there and whoop his ass himself, and I didn't want him to. And then when I mentioned, oh my gosh, Brandon, I just have to beat her ass. I have to beat her ass or we're going to go to court. I even said it to my attorney. Barb, it's going to get to the point where if you don't make this stop and she doesn't get found in all these contempts, I'm going to beat her ass. I've admitted it to everyone. I'm admitting it again. I would. But then, court happened. You'll see it in all the documents. I agreed to counseling with her. And I do, and that's why this was supposed to happen if it's going to happen afterwards. And that's why I didn't do all the way, like the
After when?
after counseling.
Okay.
So
when do you think?
I had time to back out. Because I still, of even him busting her grill. You know, there's still time. You know, he was like, in a couple weeks and 4 weeks. I said, well, you know, I didn't tell him about counseling. That's stupid to tell someone that you want to beat someone up. But
Do you think that it's possible? He said that I'll bust a cap in her grill.
no,
Okay.
no, absolutely not.
Well.
I would have said, what the fuck is a cat?
Okay.
I don't know what I know now, but no. He was going to bust her in the grill and take a picture of her face, be up for the rest of his money. I'm not lying.
Well, it'll be on the audio
Yes,
tape.
it will. It will. And you will hear stuff about me, her offering all the way, and, you know, there's a point where I say yes, and then there's a point where I say no, and then, you know, she was just finally like, well, talk to him. You talk to him.
That's correct.
By emphasizing delays, for weeks after counseling, coming back later, the detective reframes the act as extended planning rather than impulsive rage. This engages temporal discounting theory, which explains how people downplay long-term consequences when harm feels distant. Ironically, Tara's reliance on delay as mitigation instead signals deliberation and sustained intent.
Well, talk to him. You talk to him.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did. And I told him. She's been making us miserable. I said for 7 years, but it's really been about a year that, I mean, she's been making Brandon miserable for 15 years. But that was not the final verdict for me. And I swear on that. I don't know. I'm sure you guys hear all that shit all the time, but I promise. And I will swear on the Bible, whatever you
Well,
want.
it is what it is, and we can't change
And
it.
yes.
You know what I
And
mean?
I will admit it.
And-
I'll tell the judge right now. I wanted her ass whooped. Everyone knows that. Everyone that knows me knows I want her ass whooped. But I can't do it. And then in that message that you just showed me, where I said our problem, it's because she called her. And that honestly is what made it all worse, and I regretted that. Even telling Ginny about her pissing me off and her calling her.
But after that phone call was made, then you came in, and what did you say in the report that you made?
Because listen, I told Ginny about it the day it happened. The day she drove this thing. My we got an email from Rose, from Kelly, which was a copy of a police report, okay,
Okay.
against me.
Mhm.
Okay, I immediately, well, alright, the whole stuff about the day before when she was doing the text apps and all that stuff and saying, I don't even remember everything, it was like a year ago, but I did tell Ginny when I saw her. It was like, hey, how you doing? Well, I'm going crazy because of this girl, you know. Told her about the text app, blah, 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 blah. Well, then she was like, well, she needs someone to call her. She needs, and I was like, oh, of course. Like right then, I'm thinking, yeah, if someone calls her, she's such a chicken shit, it will scare her.
Tara repeatedly cites counseling, concern for children, and past cooperation as evidence she would never truly intend lethal harm. The detective allows these claims to surface before neutralizing them with evidence. This dismantles moral licensing theory, which suggests individuals believe moral behavior grants permission for transgressions. Once this moral buffer collapses, Tara loses her primary self-justification framework.
See, I'm thinking of Sean. I wrote it down. She said something about, you're going to learn to shut your mouth, or you're going to learn something. And, I mean, I was feisty right back, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are you? You don't worry about it. Fuck, we just kind of went back and forth, and she was like, I'll see you soon. That's the part that I remember the most. I'll see you soon. Bang on it. What the fuck? And through all this, obviously, of course, it's going to be like such a relief to think about her just disappearing, but that's not what I finally decided. And I'm glad I did. And when I think back to all these years and all the money that I've spent, all the sleepless nights, sitting up waiting and watching my road, all the surveillance I've had to buy, right now, I mean, it pisses me off. She can have all these people threaten me, all this stuff happen, just keep picking at my pockets, but she wants to keep running her mouth.
How much money do you suppose it's cost you over the years?
Oh my gosh. Well, just an attorney fee is like over $5,000. And she knows it. And then Brandon is laid off. Well, now he's starting to get a couple of jobs, but he's injured. Like he has doctor's notes and all that to do a lot of stuff for construction. So,
Where was he working at?
he's a construction worker, so he's like all over the place. He was. I mean, every once in a while his boss can get him like a finishing job or something to do, whatever that means, something about drywall. Finishing, yeah. Finishing drywall. Whatever.
Getting any disability or anything?
No, but I've been paying his bills. Most specifically his child support, which is getting dropped again, thank God. But, you know, their surveillance system cost me, I don't know, a little over $1,000. John has seen those, and knows why.
As Tara recounts years of harassment, financial strain, and humiliation, the detective allows emotional intensity to build uninterrupted. This tactic draws on affective overload theory, which posits that heightened emotional arousal reduces cognitive filtering. Under this strain, Tara admits thoughts, such as briefly considering murder, that she had previously denied or minimized.
My mother-in-law thinks that I'm some kind of crazy person. We've proven everything. The girls have even told her that what their mom said was a lie. They even say that me and their mom don't talk anymore because of their mama, which is his mom.
Was she trying to say that? What kind of things was she saying about you that she's trying to make them
Brandon heard it directly.
think that you're
But
crazy?
not crazy. She said that, she tried to say that I said stuff about her, like that kind of juvenile bullcrap, that it's in a note. It was so long ago. And that she knew, which is true. I was talking to the Asheville Police Department about her son that lives with her dealing drugs, and that I was going to bust her out because she helped me. So she warned her about it, and because that was true, even though Kathy still doesn't know that it's true, then I knew she really talked to her. That's how I knew that this really did come from Kelly.
So she's created an awful lot of problems in your life, and
I mean, just recently with the app, and when she started talking about my business and stuff, it's just like, this bitch needs her assholes. She never got quiet.
Statements such as, once you ring that bell, you can't unring it, introduce irreversible consequence. This aligns with terror management theory, which explains how awareness of irreversible outcomes destabilizes psychological defenses. Faced with finality, terror shifts from persuasion to resignation, continuing to talk not to change the outcome, but to be understood.
Is that the only thing is at this point is to be truthful. I mean, it's like I said, everything's recorded. It is what it is. So we just have to go from there. We do know why. I mean, obviously she is.
But I don't want her dead. I still don't want her dead. But I have thought about it. I mean, when someone offers you, for a minute, it's kind of a nice thought. And the only reason I didn't go, because I would have had to give a bunch more to do that right away. You would want $1,000 right now to do it, right now. And the girls are what got me from just stick with the burglary. Just stick with that.
Okay.
And I think I even said, you should probably, break the door or something of the neighbor, which is the mother-in-law, to show that you weren't just targeting a trailer.
Where does she live at?
Lucasville.
Okay. There's a house on a trailer beside it or something?
She lives on the land of her in-laws, for free. That's why her address is A.
Okay. And her in-laws are who?
Her name's Carlisa, but I don't think her last name is Cook. I don't remember. But it's Sean's mom.
Okay.
Her husband's mother. And I think it's I don't know if she's married. I don't know much about her. But he even said, do you want them fucked up? And I was like, that's when I talk about, you might want to do something to the door. That's not funny. I'm sorry.
Near the end, the detective stops persuading and states that the recordings will speak for themselves. This reflects the onset of learned helplessness, where perceived loss of control diminishes resistance. Tara continues speaking, not to influence outcome, but to process inevitability, cementing the evidentiary record.
In my mind, thinking, counseling's going to help us. And then I won't even, I'll tell him to just keep that and just don't even whoop her ass. I really thought that. But this had to happen today because Ginny was like, dude, he's on his way and he needs something and you do not want to make him mad, blah, 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 blah. I have $1,000. I have $1,000 all over the place, but I wasn't going to do that. But I also wasn't going to not show up and some crazy guy get me because I wasted his time. You know what I mean? So, I'm in a real ugly spot.
Yes, you are. There's no question of that. And it's serious. It
Yeah,
is. It is serious.
I wanted her just beat up. And all the years and years and years. Money. And then her husband was like making Ashton drink Jägermeister while Kelly wasn't home, and like I tried to bring it up, and she thinks I'm nuts. But Ashton tells us the story in front of like 5 people. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff. Like,
You think she feels the same way about you?
I know she does. That's why she brings a black girl and her freaking husband and his band buddies to say this stuff to me. She would not have brought that woman up here to say that if she didn't want me beat up. And to make it look extra badass at the sheriff's office. And of course it was a Sunday because we're exchanging back. So no one was here.
And that was at this office here.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Each time Tara reframes events, the detective anchors the discussion back to recordings, transcripts, and payments. This leverages anchoring bias, fixing interpretation around objective reference points. Once anchored, Tara's alternative narratives appear increasingly implausible, even to herself, weakening her ability to regain control of the story.
what would you do? Meet down to Ross County then? Would it alternate?
No, more recently, she offered. She texted me and said, I can come up to Circleville. And that happens every once in a while. She'll have to be going to Columbus or something, so she'll stop here. But she's not allowed near our house. I mean, all of this has gone on. And I would have never agreed to counseling if I really wanted her to die. Like dead. I'm not that mean, but
Well,
I thought about it.
you have to have some alibi.
For what?
If it happened, you would have.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you're not that dumb.
Oh, she needs her ass whooped.
Well, it's an unpleasant situation, that's for sure.
It is.
And, you
And
know,
I've been honest about it with my attorney, with John.
it is, your situation is not the only situation like that. There's many other families and people that have the same type situation. And
So when you keep trying, and she gets worse and worse and worse.
And I'm going to tell you, you're probably not the first, and you won't be the last that felt the same way out of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it does bother many people over children and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part out of it is that the kids suffer out of it. And however, the adults don't understand that or get that. And the kids aren't stupid. They know what's going on. And they are caught in the middle.
They know about Sean saying that to me, and they know about, I mean, they were there when her friend did that.
All right.
The detective notes that many families experience similar conflict, validating emotion while isolating conduct. This employs social comparison theory, allowing Tara to feel emotionally understood without absolution. The result is reduced resistance without dilution of responsibility, keeping her engaged and communicative.
I don't think there's any reason just to keep hashing this out. You do know what capping somebody means, right?
No, bust her in the grill.
Okay, well, here's
No
what it
cap.
said. Here's what he said. Do you want me to walk up and cap her? And then you said, make it look like it's a home invasion. Well, that's what it said.
I looked at Ginny, I said, aren't we doing this, like, making a robbery look like she got in the way?
Yeah, that's what you want to do, because...
Just beat her ass!
No.
Yes, bust her grill.
It's on the tape. So, there it is.
No.
Well, it is what it is, like I told
Yes,
you. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. It is what it is, and we can't change that. And, you know, it's unfortunate. But nevertheless, like I said, it is what it is. It's like this. Once you ring that bell, you can't unring it. You know? It's done.
But we had 4 weeks
Well,
before he beat her ass.
well
He was going to beat her up.
I'm telling you.
And I knew it had to be done by a guy.
Yeah. So.
And I don't understand why Ginny's involved with this when she's the one that started this by the freaking conversation or the call that she made.
Yeah. Well, I've heard the conversations. I have
And you know
not
that I
listened to
think
the
about it.
whole totality of what took place in the car, but I will have that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'm telling you what it said, what he said, and what you replied.
No one said home invasion. It was a burglary. And it was supposed to be when he wasn't home and he was going to bust her in the mouth.
And that's what you said, to make it look like a home invasion.
Not home invasion. A robbery or burglary or something. Where he wanted stuff. And then he told him where to get the stuff.
Okay.
Or what stuff.
All right.
Tara repeatedly insists that her intentions were obvious and misunderstood. The detective counters by emphasizing recordings and transcripts. This exposes the failure of the illusion of transparency, where individuals overestimate how clearly their internal states are perceived. When Tara realizes intent is judged externally, by words and actions rather than feelings, her confidence destabilizes. After initially being convicted in 2016 of conspiracy to commit aggravated murder, Tara Lambert, a former Ohio model who tried to hire what she thought was a hitman to kill her husband's ex-wife, was sentenced to 7 years in prison for her role in the plot after a jury deliberated briefly and found her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, an appeals court later overturned that conviction due to a technical error in the original indictment, and when Lambert later pleaded guilty in a renewed case in 2018, she received a 5-year prison sentence with credit for time already served on the original charge.